Hello, and welcome to the Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Tony. We are the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com. I'm with my friend and colleague, Justin.
Hey!
Today, I have at least 3 things to talk about, and Justin has some things to talk about. What I want to talk about is the future of Pokemon on the Nintendo NX, the possibility of Kingdom Hearts 3 never being released, and me and you, our Fave 7, which was a hashtag our Fave 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Not consecutively. I have my own 7, you have your own 7. You think there's going to be some overlap? I don't think there's going to be some overlap.
No, I think I can guess what yours are. At least 3 of yours.
You have some things to talk about. Yeah. Let's go to the theme song first. Underpaid Gamers is the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com. You can find us on Twitter at UPGamersPodcast. You can email us at underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You can find us on SoundCloud, Google Play, and iTunes.
Yep.
We have a website called I just did that.
Underpaidgamers.com.
YouTube.
Check out our YouTube channel. We have videos up of all sorts of things.
Yes, we do.
We have our podcast up there, if you'd prefer that method of listening. We've got gameplay videos. We have our first impression series we're really bad at, because half the time we're really bad at the games. And,
that's a little.
And some fun stuff.
Yay.
Some funny videos.
Okay, so I normally do the news right here, but in my research, my frivolous research, all these papers.
He's got a lot of them. Whole big stack.
I did not do any news. You did news.
I did some news. Wow. Wait. You didn't do any news? You only researched the main topics today. This may be the very first time in this podcast where I'm the only person presenting news.
My main topics encompass news. Okay. Some recent events
that
happened in the gaming sector.
There are definitely current events in your research, I believe.
Which should be news.
Sort of, but not the news segment.
That's true.
I think we just...
Let's say I was postponing my news segments until farther down the line in the podcast.
Fine.
Normally I do it first, though.
That's true.
Normally this is the news segment.
Yep. Usually this is it. This is usually...
You watching some Office there?
Yeah, no, I was looking for this. Haha. All right. So, some fun news here. So, as most of you know...
Fun news.
If you've been paying much attention... No Man's Sky was released.
Thanks, Red Bull. This drink is delicious.
We're not sponsored by them. Don't give.
But if we did, that's what it sound like, Red Bull.
That would be, so pay us money. So No Man's Sky came out.
You can pay some Red Bulls.
We would just take free Red Bulls. Because mostly Tony provides them and I drink them, so
I think
that's how
100% of the time.
I think that's the only time Red Bulls have been traded.
I got them for free.
Was one way. I
got 4 of them for free, and you've had 2, and I've had 1.
Yep. As it should be.
Yep.
More for me.
That's right.
Some adventurous online personalities, some people, got together and created...
Do you know those people?
I don't know these people.
Okay.
I didn't meet these people. Actually, I heard this through the grapevine. Actually, I saw a student playing this game.
Through the grapevine.
It's called No Mario's Sky. Same concept as No Man's Sky, except for it's Mario Brothers.
Why would you ruin a Mario's game like that?
It's actually...
so repetitive and boring.
It's actually kind of fun. You go to random planets and it randomly generates like Mario levels, and you just have a ship and you can just go to another planet and go do a different level. So there's no like real purpose to the game.
2D side-scroller?
Yeah, 2D side-scroller.
So how do you fly a
spaceship?
Do you have to go back to the start and get in it, or is it like a call ship button?
You hit a button and it comes down and you jump inside of it,
and then
you can just launch off the planet. You can go.
And there's other planets?
Yep. They're far away.
And it's all up and down?
Yep.
Or side to side?
It's all up and down and side to side. 4 planes of movement.
What's in the center of the Mario Galaxy?
I do not know. I don't think there is a center.
Do you know what's in the center of No Man's Sky's Galaxy?
I don't. If you ruin it for me right now...
I know what's in the center.
Yeah. You didn't earn it, though. You looked it up.
Well...
So don't tell me.
How much have you played No Man's Sky recently?
I put probably 4 hours in last week.
So you still plan on getting to the center?
Eventually. Yep.
It's going to be not by me. It's going to be spoiled for you before you get there. Almost 100%.
We'll see.
It might have already been spoiled and you just didn't realize.
I have been trying really hard not to find out.
Okay.
I have been avoiding it all like the plague. Dun, dun, dun. So, No More Sky came out. A bunch of people started downloading it off the internet. And then guess what Nintendo did?
Cease and desist.
Like we represent Nintendo of America, Inc. in intellectual property matters. Nintendo recently learned that the content available at this website, which is the one that you download the game from, infringes copyrights owned by Nintendo. This notice is provided pursuant to the Digital blah 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 Act blah 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 terms of service. Essentially, they sent them a cease and desist notice 18 hours ago. So, you can't access this game anymore from the providers. I'm sure you can find a torrent of it somewhere.
Like Pokemon Uranium.
Yeah. So it's the same sort of deal.
They never got an official cease and desist letter.
They didn't?
No. They had like 1.5 million downloads. You know how many this one had?
I don't know an actual number.
You think it was more or less? Probably less.
Probably less.
Pokemon's bigger than No Man's Sky.
Pokemon is bigger, has a bigger following. I think more people would download Pokemon Uranium and its idea than Mario's Galaxy thing.
No Mario's Galaxy Sky?
Yep.
All right. You're doing well on your news?
Am I? I don't know. I can't tell if that was sarcasm.
What else do you got?
Next up, this is just kind of like a heads up, guys. I downloaded it, but I haven't been able to play it yet.
Because you don't have time, or because it doesn't work?
Because I downloaded it and I tried to install it, and I couldn't get it to work on Windows 10. But I also didn't have a whole lot of time to try.
Yeah.
But either way, Bethesda's website has Daggerfall, its second Elder Scrolls.
The game before Oblivion.
The game before
Morrowind.
Before Morrowind, for free download off their website.
So is this the original game, or is
this is the original game?
So we're currently in the Skyrim era, 5. Before Skyrim was Oblivion. Before Oblivion was Morrowind. Before Morrowind was Daggerfall. Before Daggerfall was... Who even knows anymore?
I don't even know what that one was.
Tamriel?
No, I don't know. The Elder Scrolls one.
Elder Scrolls 1.
So...
The big one.
If you're interested in that, go check it out. You can just Google Bethesda Daggerfall, and you'll go right to the page. You can go through... I looked through the storyline and some of the screenshots of it. I downloaded it, and again, couldn't get it to work, but I also only tried for like 5 minutes.
Does it look dated? Super dated?
Oh, yeah. It looks like it looks like it's from the 90s.
Well,
like early 2000s.
Probably true.
But you know, for fans of the series, if you didn't know it's free, now it is.
Now you do know.
Now you do know.
Do you think it's
free
listen
to our news
forever?
I think they're not selling it anymore. I think it's just free download.
Cool.
I don't know why else they would put a
Good guy
free
Bethesda.
download link on the internet, but and my last bit of news.
Yeah.
And this may be the most impactful for me, the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
Is that EVE Online,
Yeah.
the 13-year running space sandbox MMO, is getting a free-to-play mode.
Yeah.
So, what this means for the EVE universe...
I saw this. I didn't write it down.
Is that...
Just want you to know.
I know. It's because you don't care about EVE. But EVE sucked up so many years of my life.
There's something else I wanted to write down, too. Oh! Can I cut you off before I forget? Because you have yours written down in line of thought?
Sure.
Ben Affleck social media'd a video of Deathstroke, and people think that Deathstroke's going to be the villain for the Ben Affleck solo Batman movie.
I knew that. That's cool. But I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care so much about
it. Okay, go ahead. Resume. That's my news.
Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
So EVE Online, essentially what's going to happen is there is the alpha state of your character, which is limited in what it can do. So it slows down your training speed, and it gives you a list of skills that you can train.
Okay.
And if you know the game, that makes sense. If you have a subscription, it unlocks all skills, and you train at the normal rate that it is now. So essentially, if you subscribe then, in the future, when they change this, or now, it doesn't change if your subscription stays the same. The only thing that happens is that if you don't pay, you can now access the game. And if you have old characters, you can use them in their alpha state, and it doesn't make your skills go away. So all the progress you made in the past doesn't go away by playing it for free. It just doesn't let you have access to those skills. It only lets you have access to the skills that are on the alpha list, which are all based off your race and based off of, like the tier 1 frigates and cruisers and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, actually. A lot of people are really worried in the game that this is going to upset the balance of EVE. Some people think that ganking, which is like group raids on like miners and manufacturers, are just going to skyrocket and blow out of proportion, and the economy is going to get all whacked out in the game. EVE has a free market economy. It's all player driven, every single thing.
Fair.
So there have been times in the past where social like events like this could have an effect, or like an alliance would try and change the market. So this is going to make some tumultuous markets in EVE, and some of the older players may not like it. But at the same time, it's a bunch of fresh blood, which is the point of doing it, is that the universe needs more pilots.
So you're a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
Do you have an econ class this year?
I do.
This semester?
I do.
Have you given this as an example of supply and demand?
I wish I could. I wish I could convince administration to let us just play EVE.
Not play, just like talk about it. You need to talk about
That's
it?
true, I could. I haven't. I actually haven't talked about it.
You're not doing your students a justice.
It's because one of those things where nobody in my class has probably played this game. Some of them may have heard of it. Maybe like 3 in the class.
Do they need to hear?
But to explain
need to
it
know
just
what it
takes
is?
so long.
Just talk about the economies. Economies
True.
of scale.
That's
Supply and
true.
demand.
I need to talk. Well, I do talk about those things, but I guess I could use EVE for that. Though I haven't.
You can make an awesome video on your YouTube channel, Underpaid Gamers.
I could. That's a good idea.
The economies of EVE.
That would be fun.
Econ 101.
An Econ EVE series?
Yeah.
That would be pretty interesting, actually.
There you go. There's a series that you can work on in.
Are you is this your subtle way of trying to get me to make more YouTube videos?
No.
I need to. I want to.
My turn?
Yep, what do you got?
I got 3 things. And I have an order I want to talk about them.
Okay.
The first one is what I think. These are predictions.
Predictions.
Two of the 3 are predictions. One of them is my favorite game.
I feel like it's a conspiracy theory.
No, not that one. Right,
It's
we'll
like
get to that one.
Okay. I want to get
The first one is what we think can happen to the future of Pokemon with the release of Nintendo NX.
True.
Given what we know about the NX. So, I have notes, but I'm not going to look at them right yet.
Okay.
Right quick.
Okay.
So the NX is Nintendo's next console.
Mm-hmm.
It has said to be as powerful, if not more powerful, than the PS4. Correct?
Yep.
You've read that?
I have heard that.
It is said to be handheld, mobile, as well as TV connectivity. Correct?
Yep.
That's really all. Those are
all the things I've heard.
Yeah, that's really all that needs to be said. But think about the evolution of the Pokemon series since essentially Diamond and Pearl. The characters and the environments have gotten to be more 3-dimensional and more articulate. So what happens, and that's all on handhelds. So what happens when the NX encompasses both the Wii U and the 3DS? Because it essentially is both. So Nintendo will no longer need to make games for the 3DS and for the Wii U. They just need to make a single game for the NX. Essentially, they're cutting everything in half, but doubling how much they can output. That might not be true.
By not splitting their efforts into console and to handheld, but having the console handheld.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, essentially, if what we have said is what we've heard is correct, they essentially will make a Pokemon game that can be run on a PS4, essentially in NX form. It's not going to be on a PS4. But with the power of the PS4, the power of current-gen consoles, on the NX, in handheld form, in a Pokemon state. And if you've seen the videos for Pokemon Sun and Moon, it is the most 3-dimensional and articulated and graphical Pokemon yet.
Yep.
So it would not
trend.
It would not be hard to see a jump from that to a third-person / first-person RPG similar to Witcher 3, Fallout, any Bethesda title, but in a
like
Pokemon generated area for the NX.
So it'd be probably way more colorful and playful because it's a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But we could get some beef, some muscle behind it.
Yes.
Instead of these dinky little handhelds.
Dinky, you say.
Dinky. They're not dinky.
They're not dinky. But it's completely different. So that could be the future of Pokemon. I think I have more things right. So essentially, this could be the first step in what people have been wanting for a long time, which is just a 3-dimensional Pokemon action RPG. Like, you'd still even have the turn-based combat and everything like that.
Right, but it would look way better.
Yeah, and you'd like see it from first person or whatever, or run around in third person. I guess I'm thinking in my head, Dragon Quest or kind of old Final Fantasy games. Specifically Dragon Quest 8, if anyone's played that on the PS2, or Final Fantasy 12. There's still random encounters. But you still have the open world. You have the 3-dimensional character model. You still run around and you do all these things. It's still a huge game.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be on something much more powerful. And it'll be Pokemon, which people will love. So you can still have those random encounters. You don't have to see Pokemon out in the wild like some people want. Like, I mean, you could at the same time.
Right, some people would want to be able to, like, hunt and find one.
Like, hunt Pokemon,
like, oh, I see tracks. I'm going to go follow it.
Yeah.
Which would be more like what the show does, right? More like the cartoons.
I guess.
I mean, they don't just, like, walk around and all of a sudden, and then fight. So, I don't know.
Except for that first episode where Ash gets attacked by all the Pidgeys or whatever.
They come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Would that if we take away the 2D-ness?
They've already done that.
Right, but not 100%.
I mean, they're trying.
But if you take away, just for the sake of argument,
okay,
if you take away the 2D, the cute random factor, and try and make it look realistic.
What do you mean random factor?
Well, I mean, if we were to say that it would be you see them and hunt them down.
Okay.
Does that fundamentally change Pokemon? Is that going to still be attractive to people? Do you think?
Was Pokemon Go attractive to people?
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but...
Oops. Ah! Did I break your chair?
No, I think you broke your foot.
I did. I'm writhing in pain.
I think one of the reasons Pokemon Go didn't work out so well is because of server issues and things like that. I still think there's a lot of people that play it. It's still, last time I checked, it's like number 11 most popular apps currently. But I think a lot of people, I myself specifically, stopped playing it because of game balance and server issues and things like that. Not because the gameplay wasn't any fun. But what you described isn't necessarily what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning more just like a standard Pokemon game where you still have the random encounters and things. Just and you go into the battle, it's just you find a different avenue of moving. And even you could change to like a Pokken tournament type battle system. Instead of
the turn-based drop-down menus.
Or just go to Pokemon Stadium turn battle.
Yeah.
Just have that. So you have your 4 moves, and they learn the 4 moves, and you see them do this, and they fight. I mean, essentially just combine like a third-person open world RPG with Pokemon Stadium.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like if it's got Pokemon on it, it's probably going to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pokemon Go has shown that at the very least. So, I think it would be good. I think it would be fun.
Do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible.
Do you think it's likely? That's what I'm thinking. I guess if this isn't likely, then what can the NX have that, like, because the NX is going to encompass both the handheld and the Wii U. So obviously the Wii U didn't do very well. However, I did find out today, while I was doing my research for my other topic, that the Wii U has sold more copies in Japan than the Xbox One.
Yeah, I've heard the Xbox One has done absolutely atrocious in Japan. But yeah, well, I think
because it takes up both.
We're breaking
sections,
stuff in your room today,
right? So you no longer have If you're comparing the 3DS to the Wii U, all the good games are on the 3DS for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, there are some strong games on
the Wii U, but hardly.
But it's like a handful.
Yeah.
I think looking at the market too. If you're trying to do a console that's a handheld, so what you're doing is you're still like keeping the hardcore competitive playing gamers, I think, out, because I don't think someone who's really into playing Call of Duty, really into like Overwatch or like those really like fast-paced shooters are going to want to play that on a handheld. I think they're still going to want to play it.
I don't know if they said it's a handheld. They just said it's mobile, and you can plug it into the TV too. In which it's just a box.
I don't know. To me, like, it just seems like a lot. is riding on this concept, and I think it can work to their advantage if they use it that way, right? I mean, they already are. I mean, they've destroyed all competition in the mobile market or the handheld market, and I think they're not gonna.
It's obviously their strength.
They're gonna keep those people by doing the NX. That's not going to go away. My question is, will the NX be attractive to someone who isn't a handheld gamer and is already has a PS4 and Xbox One, and if they're looking to buy like another console, is that even gonna make them want to buy another console? Like what is about the NX is gonna pull them away from the Xbox One or the PS4? I guess we don't know enough details really.
I think just it doesn't have to pull them away. They can have both.
I know, but why would you want to buy one? Like if
a release game was a 3-dimensional Pokemon game, I'll be like, yeah, I want to get an NX. Like that looks awesome. That looks incredible.
Perhaps that's true. I don't. In my mind, I don't know why this is, but I draw like different segments of the gamer population, and people who are really into Pokemon don't always equate to me to people who are really into like shooters. But that's like you, so
they don't have to be.
I know. I'm just trying to think of things.
How many consoles do you own? Do you own one?
By generation?
Currently, right now.
I never sell any consoles, so I have. Would you like me to go?
You have at least 2.
I have a Sega Genesis.
How about you say answer
an
my
Xbox,
question?
a
Yes
GameCube,
or no?
A PS2. I had an Xbox 360, but I sold it. PS3, PS4.
I don't sell consoles except for the 360.
Except for the 360, because I'm out of there, Microsoft.
So, you're a prime example of how people can own more than one console. So just because they want a Wii NX doesn't mean that they can't be part of the PS4. You have a PC you play on.
True.
Assuming that you got a new power supply. I don't know if you did or not.
I did.
Okay, so you have a PC. You're just talking. You tried to play Daggerfell.
True.
But you also have a PS4. You play Overwatch.
True. But I don't consider a computer a console because computer is so far superior to everything.
Do you consider a 3DS a console?
I consider it a handheld.
Is the NX going to be a console?
I don't know.
I guess what I'm trying to say is
it's like a hybrid.
You said maybe I misunderstood you, but you said what does it take for the NX to get people from other camps to join them? Yeah. I don't think it needs to take anybody from the other camp.
Well, they don't have to sell their other console, but why would you want to part with more money like if you have a system? Now, like what you said earlier, yes, 2-3 generations ago, me and both my brothers collectively had a GameCube, an Xbox, and a PS2. So we had all the consoles of that generation. That's the only generation we've ever done that. After that, I've been on my own, and I have only had enough money to afford one console. I can't do multiple consoles. That's why I had to sell my Xbox 360. Because I was trying to join the Sony bronies, which I did.
Sony ponies.
So I said we're bros. We're not ponies.
Yeah, but a brony is a...
Oh, gosh. No, I said it! I hate bronies! Oh, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing. Yeah, so I don't...
Can you think of anything off the top of your head that you think the NX could just... Because I think this would blow the door wide open on Pokemon.
That is the biggest strength I think it would be the Pokemon.
That's a game that people ever... I remember I first saw giant ideas like this when Skyrim first released. People saw that on PS3, they're like, I want this but a Pokemon-style game. I'm like, NX could be that.
It could.
Because the strengths of Pokemon is that you can take it with you. NX does that. Mm-hmm. But the strengths of a Skyrim-ish is that you can play it on your TV at home. NX can do that.
True.
It has enough power. And it's cartoony. Just...
I don't know.
You obviously have to change the art style a little bit. Mm-hmm. But if you made it like cel-shaded instead of like photorealistic, it doesn't need that much processing power. True. It doesn't need as much.
True.
Graphically.
To me, if the NX has like a Pokemon game... That's still not enough for me to want to spend the money to get a second console when I already have a PS4.
What other games? What if they came out with a cool Star Fox game? They're obviously going to come out with the Smash Bros.
True.
Mario, something or other.
But Smash Bros. By itself has never been enough for me to...
Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
True. I do miss Zelda.
Other games that they've announced for it, there's probably going to be a Metroid game. Something like that. I'm not saying that they're not going to have anything. I'm just saying they can... completely change the game if it's a great handheld but also has TV connectivity. This is all just from what I expect to be the future of Pokemon. We're eventually going to get that third-person/first-person Pokemon adventure that people have been wanting.
Yeah.
Open world.
I think it's totally possible with this console. I'm more talking about the success of the NX just in general and the concept. I am a little bit.
Do you, would you consider the current Pokemon games open world?
Semi-open world.
State. It's kind of linear.
There are linear aspects to it, but there's so much there that's like scripted that you can do. It almost feels open world at times, but I feel like
it's definitely an RPG, but I'm thinking more like a Bethesda RPG where you have quests and you can do they wouldn't call them quests, they'd call them like adventures or whatever.
Right, something.
But you can go wherever you want, whenever you want, but you darn sure there's going to be a level 65 Dragonite over there destroying the level 5 Charmander because you went to the wrong neighborhood.
True. I'm just trying to think of like a Dragonite coming out of nowhere. Just like destroying up some like little bitty Rattalas or something.
That would be awesome. Like a dragon from Skyrim.
Yeah.
Just like a Rayquaza
up and down. And then a bunch of little guys.
And then eventually, I would assume your Pokemon would learn fly, and you could then fly.
That'd be cool.
And then surf. Obviously, you could surf. I don't know if the character could swim. I would assume not. But maybe they just take out surf as an ability. You can swim whenever you want. Or if you surf, you go faster.
Or you can only swim in like shallow water. You can't swim in like
really deep
water. Yeah.
So that'd be cool. And that'd be so awesome just to have that third person, and then as soon as you get into a battle, it's now Pokemon Stadium type battle.
That'd be intense. That'd be fun.
So it's a better battle system than the current games.
Essentially, handhelds,
it's better graphically.
Mm-hmm. More entertaining,
but it's still
for sure
exactly similar. You still have the 4 moves. You still have the type advantages and things.
So at its core, it's still Pokemon.
Yeah.
It just helps in all the. It just spruces it up, makes it look. Because I don't think look nice, but makes it look more interesting.
I don't think Pokemon needs help in anything, but I think this is a good future for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely an opportunity. I still have questions about the NX just in general because I don't know everything about it yet. Only heard like rumors and things, but
rumor has it. Me and Adele are like
okay,
this.
Adele. I see you. Yeah, Adele just made her. Is that our second appearance on our podcast? I feel like we've sang an Adele song before. Maybe not.
If we don't sing an Adele song every podcast episode, we're doing something wrong.
I think we might be doing something wrong. All right, so NX Pokemon
is that
changing
it
the
for
world.
NX Pokemon?
I think so.
Tell us. I want to know, listeners.
I'm kind of out.
What you think? Because I think this is a great idea, and I feel like I've seen the light in your eyes.
You know, yes, this specific game is a good idea, and it would be awesome. I'm still having doubts about the NX in general, but
just the way it's going to work?
Yeah, just the concepts.
Nintendo does great with handhelds.
They do.
And mobile.
But their consoles have been lacking.
That's true.
In recent years.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
You know, but some people are like diehard Nintendo fans, and they love the Wii U. And they love the gamepad.
Yeah, those 5 people don't listen to this podcast.
That's not true, because we've had people contact us before. I've had people argue with me before over this stuff.
What? I want to be part of that.
Friends.
I love arguing.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. So I just want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know. Tweet at us.
Does this Pokemon game sound interesting to you? Do you think the NX? Do you think this could be something up the NX's alley? Do you think Nintendo has this up their sleeve? Let's see what you think. Next on my list, and what I think is the title subject of this podcast: will Kingdom Hearts 3 ever be released?
It's a conspiracy.
You say.
It's a conspiracy.
So, I have a timeline here. I've done my research today. I am comparing Kingdom Hearts 3 to Final Fantasy 15, essentially, the timeline. Final Fantasy 15, for everyone that doesn't know, was originally called Final Fantasy Versus 13. Mm-hmm. It was announced a long time ago.
A very long time
So we can go through my timeline real quick, and then I have some notes at the end. And I've just been thinking about this a lot based on one specific thing. That we'll talk about in a minute. Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll go year by year. In 2002, Kingdom Hearts was released for the PS2.
It was so much fun.
3 years later, 2005, Kingdom Hearts 2 was released. The director behind both of these games was... Where's his name? Tetsuya Nomura. Mm-hmm. So in 2006, this is a year after Kingdom Hearts 2 was released, Final Fantasy 12 was released in March. Tetsuya Nomura was approached by Disney to make Kingdom Hearts 3 sequel. Nomura was currently working on Final Fantasy Versus 13, which is equivalent to Final Fantasy 15 in today's standards.
Morphs into it 15.
Yeah. And he said he would like to work on Kingdom Hearts 3, and Kingdom Hearts 3 concepts were in motion, but Nomura wouldn't work on it being Kingdom Hearts 3 because of his investment and involvement in Final Fantasy. So, officially, Kingdom Hearts 3 concept starts in 2006. Final Fantasy Versus 13 starts in 2006. In 2009, Final Fantasy 13, the game that we all know and love for the PS3, was released. 2010, Final Fantasy 14 was released. Now that's an MMORPG.
Yeah, it's different.
So it's different, but it still has a
But it's still
number.
Squeenix.
2011, finally, 5 years later, the official main development for Final Fantasy 15 begins. 2012, Unreal Engine 4 is released to developers, announced and released. Nomura announces that Kingdom Hearts 3 will run on Unreal Engine 4. This is 6 years after Kingdom Hearts 3 has started development. So what happened in this past 6 years? Has he been working on something? Does he have to restart because of this new engine? These are the questions I have. 2013. E3 reveals of both Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Nomura says that 2013 reveal of Kingdom Hearts 3 was too early. He did not like that. And the PS4, just a reminder, the PS4 was officially revealed at E3 in 2013.
Right. And when this happened, to rewind history, I thought when I saw these things, I was like, oh, KH3 is going to come out with the PS4.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
So the PS4 was officially announced.
I was wrong.
Keep in mind that since 2006, these games have been working on for a completely different system. There's no way they were making games in 2006 for a game console that's not going to be released for another 7 years.
True. 2014,
Nomura no longer works for Final Fantasy 15, despite being the director for the game for 6 years. So what happened there?
I don't know.
That's 8 years. Despite being director for 8 years. Nomura has officially moved on to Kingdom Hearts 3, and maybe development has officially started in 2014. No one really knows. Kingdom Hearts 2015 is what I'm trying to say. Yep. Kingdom Hearts 2.8, the final chapter prologue is announced. This took people... They did not expect this. So people are looking for Kingdom Hearts 3, and then they show this gameplay trailer, and they're like, what the F is this? 2.8 final chapter prologue? Turns out it's
so
like...
Kingdom Hearts.
Turns out it's just like that extra game that gives you a little bit more information that runs directly into directly into 3. That, I'll tell you the release date, the anticipated release date later. And in 2016, this current year, in March, there is an official announcement of a Final Fantasy 15 release date of September 30th. And by official announcement, I mean they had a block party.
They did.
They had people come out.
That's a big deal.
They said, this is the release date, September 30th.
I think we talked about that in our podcast when that happened.
2 weeks ago, Final Fantasy 15 was delayed until November 20th, 29th. So, despite having their big party, they still delayed it. I've looked at to why they delayed it. We'll get to that in a second. Kingdom Hearts 3, again in 2016. This is recent. This is the news from like this past week.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is taken off the discussion points of Square Enix's Tokyo Game Show, broadcast. They haven't had it yet, but they have a list of all the games, and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is on there, but not Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
And then as well, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been removed from the Xbox Live Marketplace in Japan for pre-orders. Not even there anymore. It used to, now it just shows an error message when you go to the hyperlink. Now into the future of 2016. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue is set to release in December of 2016. No official date, just December of 2016. And then there's also supposed to be an official announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3 scheduled for the quarter 4 of 2016. So again, nothing specific. You'd assume those come around the same time, but they've been working on these games for 10 years. You just expect it to be delayed. 2017, Kingdom Hearts 3 tentatively scheduled to be released in 2017, which is 11 years after the concept was made, which is 11 years after Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 was made in 3 years. So I have some topics here. Final Fantasy 15 was delayed until November to alleviate the need for day one patch for players with no internet, says the director Hajime Tabata.
I could respect that.
It's been in development for 10 years. Can you respect that?
I mean, yes. There are plenty of games that have been in development for a long time.
And they came out?
I would rather them delay it another couple months. Because what's another couple months when we've been waiting for 10 years? I'd rather have a complete game. That's well and done. You know, those things that came out before the internet was a big deal. You know, like PS2 when you got a game and there were no day one updates and patches. I wish we could get more of those.
They also changed the director more than halfway through in 2014. So that's 2 years ago of the 10 years they've been working on it. So 80% of the way through. That's how math works. So essentially, Tabata, the director of Final Fantasy 15 now, has gotten some flack for saying that they're delaying it for the day one patch. The reason that he's getting some flack is because there's a lot of reasons, but they put out a demo for Final Fantasy 15, and instead of just like letting the demo run, they like patched the demo.
What do you mean?
Like,
how so?
I guess things were happening in the demo that they didn't like. That wasn't really that big an effect, but instead of like going back to work on Final Fantasy 15, they patched the demo for like 3 days, and then they took the demo down.
Interesting.
So they did that. They also delayed it for 2 months to alleviate, like I said, day one patch for players with no internet, because he wants to put it all on the disc.
That'd be awesome.
At this point, Final Fantasy 15 should have already gone gold. They have to redo all the manufacturing, and this only works if there's no day one patch. This is essentially plug and play. Put in your PS4 and play. But when was the last time you had a game?
It's been a couple generations. I mean,
yeah,
maybe some games on the PS3.
And this isn't going to be one of them.
You don't think there's going to...
No, there's going to be a day one patch.
Yeah, probably.
Guaranteed.
But I bet you that when you pop in the disc, you can play it without any major bugs. I bet that's what happens from this.
But so this was in an interview with an IGN guy, I don't know his name, is when he said that he wanted to alleviate the day one patch. For people with no internet or slow internet, and that's like 2% of PS4 owners. It's really not that much. So it's really not worth delaying for 2 months, and I understand, like, what's 2 months when you've been waiting for 10 years? But seriously, that's 2 months when they had a giant announcement in the beginning of this year. And it gets to a point where 2 months is a long time when you announce this game for 10 years. Like, what happens? It just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And I don't know if I'm currently in this way of thinking, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game, like, never gets released.
Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
No way.
We'll see what happens.
No.
But I won't believe it till it's, like, on the shelves. But even then, we'll have to see if there is a day one patch, this whole delay...
we're assuming that they're telling the truth about that too. There could be other reasons why they're delaying.
Well, yeah, there's obviously
just the public reason.
There's obviously more reasons why there's a delay than that, but they're not spinning it well. The PR isn't.
True.
They're not garnering anything. We've been talking about Final Fantasy 15 a little bit. Like I said last week, it changes course like halfway through the game. From open world to linear. It
kind of narrows down what you can do towards the end of the game. Yeah, the thing is with this, so obviously, I mean, that's what they're saying, is that it's a day one patch. That might be one of the reasons. Could be other reasons why.
There's definitely other reasons why. There better be. That's some BS.
The thing that comes to my mind when I hear day one patch and all this is the botched release of Assassin's Creed Unity and how much that sucked. And also, Arkham Knight on PC was so bad. I know it does suck that they're delaying it because I already pre-ordered this game.
Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
When did you pre-order it?
When?
10 years ago?
No, like a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Actually, when I bought those games with you. When we went to GameStop, yeah.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, so last week. I would much rather them delay it than have like a terrible game where you fall through the floor and like you just lose all your save progress.
Yeah,
and all that. I would because that happened with Unity. It was Unity was so disappointing, and yeah, it does suck. And they should get a little bit of flack. Like if you're delaying a game, if you give us a date, you should stick to it. However, I will give you less flack than if you release a game on the date and then it just is broken.
Okay,
so
I respect that. But at the same time, they've had 10 years to perfect this game. Do you really think 2 months more is going to help that much?
Yeah, I don't see. The thing is with the 10 years,
I guess that's what I mean by adding 2 months. Like, how much is that actually going to help somebody if they've been working on it for 10 years?
True.
And it's gone, like, there's just so many problems with this game. It's gone through 2 different generations.
Yeah.
The director got switched 80% of the way through. Now it's all this other stuff.
And that parallels with Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, like, Kingdom Hearts 3, if you're thinking about
Well,
it.
he's had the same directors the whole time, but there's, other parallels.
Well, yeah, the parallels I'm thinking about
I also have
how long the
more
development
notes on
is,
Kingdom Hearts.
and how you change engines, and then you have to rewrite all the code.
Yeah.
Like, you have to redo everything when you have a game that's in development for that long, unless the development is just like storyboards and concepts. Like,
there's something I didn't write down, but I think in 2015 the voice actor for Goofy said he had recorded all of his lines. But in like 2014, the voice actor for Sora is like, I haven't heard of anything. Like, no one's told me anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what's going on there.
yeah.
But I guess the notes, before we go on, the notes I have for Kingdom Hearts is it changed engines 6 years after the announcement. So obviously that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not developed by the same team that did Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I don't think a lot of people know this, because I did not know this.
I didn't know that either.
So the people that made Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is officially called Square Enix's Product Development Division 1 team.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are making Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first production department. They also made Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and the HD 1.5 remix.
Okay.
Which is a remake of 1 and some other games. Mm-hmm. It's not an actual game from the
it just like adds some of the story from some of the handhelds, I think, in 1.5.
So I don't know. I mean, they made Birth by Sleep and they made Dream Drop Distance, but they haven't made a console Kingdom Hearts. So just keep that in mind when you're getting excited for Kingdom Hearts 3.
So you're saying, is your message to people then to temper your expectations for this game? I mean, do you even think it's going to come out?
No.
First off.
No.
And I'm more, for Kingdom Hearts, I'm more in line with this, that it may not actually come out ever, than I am with Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is so close.
It's so close.
And they're like, Kingsglaive came out, the movie, and it was in a couple theaters in the U.S., and it's like you can download it online, you can buy discs of it if you want, and there's like there's enough evidence, I think, that it is on the cusp of coming out. Kingdom Hearts, though,
there's not a lot of
it's been rumors. It's been, it's going to come out in like 2 years, Yeah,
there's an announcement in Q4. Yeah. Maybe it'll come out in 2017 sometime.
Right, so it's like...
They still have to get out 2.8.
Yeah.
Before 3 comes out.
And that's the thing. This series was one of my favorites. Like, when I was a kid, Kingdom Hearts 1, holy cow, I loved the crap out of that game. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, loved it. You didn't?
No. I'm like, Disney characters.
I know, that's what my original... that was my original thought, too, but then my brother made me play it, and I will always be grateful. Man, it is...
Which brother was that? Does the name start with a J?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Both my brothers' names start with J. That doesn't help you at all. So, I did, and I used to be, like, really gung-ho about it. I thought it would come out on the PS3, because I was like, oh yeah, they stick with Sony, because it was on the PS2. And then it never came out on the PS3. Yeah. And then PS4 comes out.
Yeah, the whole life cycle of PS3.
It's just not coming out. It's not like... How's it going to come out?
Yeah.
They've had to remake this game for a different generation of consoles.
I don't know.
I don't even know how much work they've done.
Do you remember the date? I have it here. The date the PS3 came out? Let me find it.
Date the PS3 came out?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just... The creators of the series, like, I've read somewhere, or was it a YouTube video, they like purposely made the storyline of this game really complex to make more mobile handheld games.
Yeah.
And so they've like fuddled the waters. They've thrown a bunch of mud in the storyline to make it complex. So you buy all their handheld games, and now, like when I go play one of those, the games are unrecognizable from the originals.
The PS3 came out in 2006, so literally the whole life cycle of PS3, they've been talking about Kingdom Hearts 3.
But nothing. There's never been any evidence. There's never been any for sure dates. It's just it's like, hey, we're working on it. Hey, that's gonna come out.
I mean, they showed gameplay or a cinematic at the E3 of 2013, and even
I remember that.
The director's like,
I was so excited.
Too early.
So
which is true. It's been 3 years since then, and it's still they haven't seen anything. So I agree. Yeah, that was too early.
Yeah,
and I mean, you shouldn't. show a game out more than like 18 months in the future. It's like a standard. It's like a standard rule.
Yeah.
Like a good example.
I mean, that's like
of
that's like the movie rule too, right? Like you kind of do it like a year and a half beforehand.
Sometimes, yeah.
You're like,
except for the MCU, which is like, look at all these movies we have for the next 5 years.
Okay, so MCU is a special case.
But like, the best example of waiting to show a game, obviously Fallout 4. That came out like months after. The worst example of showing a game too early, The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Also 10 years. So I don't have a list here, but to make a point of reference, Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, The Last of Us, and Uncharted 4 have all came out since this game was announced in 2006. And there's no way Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be better than any one of those games. Well, I mean, it might be better than like Uncharted 1 and maybe Uncharted 3 in my personal list.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of a subjective
But based
assessment.
on... It can be objective. There can be a bad game just in general. Like,
True.
Assassin's Creed Unity. No one likes falling through the floor.
But true. That's like a broken game.
Yeah, that's an objectively bad
if they're true. But I feel like, how can you compare a JRPG to a Bethesda RPG? They're totally different in the way. Bethesda's like is a Western RPG.
Who's bringing up Bethesda?
You
what
did.
are you talking about?
I thought you said Skyrim. What?
No,
you said Uncharted.
The Last of Us?
Naughty Dog. That's what you said.
Yeah.
All great games. But those are very much like
but you can,
Western RPGs.
That's true.
Totally
but you
different.
can compare sales... Kingdom Hearts... I don't know if it's being made by a Western studio or not. But Square Enix bought up a whole bunch of Western studios because the Japanese studios are trash. They're not making anything. I mean, they're trying to make things, obviously, for the past 10 years, but they're not getting them out. But you can compare games of different genres based on critical acclaim, based on sales figures, based on...
True, there are some... Yeah, okay, there are some objective things you can compare.
But The Last of Us is critically acclaimed to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? You can say the same for the Uncharted's, just in general. They were like the figurehead of the PS3. And some of the PS4 until Uncharted 4 came out, and now it's over. Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, I don't think will be either one of those.
No.
But I mean, Final Fantasy is so close
to being
if
released.
it gets delayed again, are you gonna cancel your pre-order?
Maybe. It's only $5.
Oh, okay.
I didn't buy the whole game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, unlikely. I think that they would be better than those games, but you can't completely write it off. It could be.
I guess
the best game ever.
I want to be clear. I don't want them to be bad games.
You just want people to temper their expectations, like with No Man's Sky.
I said that too. But I want these to be good games because Kingdom Hearts is a super fun game, and Final Fantasy 15 I'm not going to play because I've only played one Final Fantasy game. Blah blah blah.
Right.
But I want them to be good. I want them to sell well, and I want 10 years. Maybe they're the best games that ever come out. They've been in development for 10 years.
Yeah, maybe the best Final Fantasy yet.
Yeah,
who knows?
And that'd be awesome.
That would be great.
But at the same time, there's
a lot of controversy
with all of this. Like, Naughty Dog's made 5 games in the time it took them to make one. Yeah, technically 2.
I mean, they did Final Fantasy 13, then 13-2.
Yeah, and then 14, and then
but they're separate teams. But still Square Enix. Well, I'm trying to think what else. I don't even know what else they've made. It does seem weird. Like a game that takes. This has such a long lifespan.
So in 2017, if Kingdom Hearts comes out in 2017, that's 11 years since it was officially conceptualized. How do you They show screenshots of things recently. I mean, they've showed screenshots and gameplays and stuff like that, and people are really excited for this game. But I think we need to take a step back and be like, is this game actually going to come out?
I don't know.
We'll see what happens. And the same. I mean, this is kind of in the same vein, but The Last Guardian again announced in 2006 for PS3. Now it's coming out for the PS4. It's coming out next month. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean. It's hard to compare The Last Guardian to these two because Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts are AAA games, and The Last Guardian's an A-rated game. It's not an indie title. It's by Studio Japan.
Okay.
Which did other things.
Yeah, that's a bigger studio than I thought.
It's not. I wouldn't call it a AAA, just based on gameplay and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like Final Fantasy 15, you can and you should expect huge things from. And
right.
Kingdom Hearts 3, you should also expect the highest of things from that.
Well, for so long, they've been the juggernauts of their genres. JRPGs, right?
Square Enix?
Square Enix.
Okay.
They've been the juggernaut, right?
I wasn't sure if you were saying Square Enix or Final Fantasy. I'm like,
No.
Dragon Quest.
Well, Square Enix is
Yes.
Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest.
It is now.
It is now. Squaresoft.
Yeah.
I love Square.
Also, at the Tokyo Game Show, they're going to talk about Dragon Quest X.
Are you excited?
Excited.
Although
I saw that it might be an MMO, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want that.
Yeah, I feel like MMOs are kind of dying. Just slow deaths. Well, Eve actually has a good player base that's grown over time.
Yeah.
Unlike WoW.
Now more that's free?
It's not free yet, but
No,
I'm guessing it will grow pretty fast right at the beginning. But I don't know what if it'll long term be good for Eve or not. But.
Anyway, I don't think I have an official stance on if Kingdom Hearts will eventually come out or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it might. I want it to come out. I don't know if I would buy it when it came out because again, I haven't beaten Kingdom Hearts 2 or any of the other games in between. But keep in mind, 2.8 hasn't came out yet, so we might revisit this topic when that comes out in December.
Yeah,
although
maybe.
they haven't given a date other than just December 2016.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I get it, I mean, I probably won't get 2.8 when it first drops too, because I hate what they've been doing with the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm not even convinced I want to buy
Money.
Kingdom Hearts 3
Yeah.
after they've been treating me this way. I'm taking it as a personal affront.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm offended.
in all the research I saw, they mentioned this guy named Justin about how they didn't like him.
And so they just keep dropping all these handhelds on him that he doesn't want to buy, and he doesn't. So now he has no idea what's going on.
There is a rumor that Kingdom Hearts just won't be
rumor?
released on Xbox in Japan because, like we talked about, there's hardly any Xbox Ones in Japan, or maybe it's a delayed release similar to Tomb Raider, the second one that the Xbox did with PS4.
Yeah.
But that's all the research I did. There's a timeline.
I think that was an impressive feat of research there. Good job. Proud of you. That's a lot.
If I didn't have this research, it'd just be some crazy man talking. But literally, I did it year by year.
You did.
And it's still a crazy man talking. But I have a timeline.
It's a conspiracy. It'll never happen.
That's what you say.
I don't think Kingdom Hearts is ever going to come out. I think it's shot itself in the foot too many times, and it's done. I think Final Fantasy 15 will come out, hopefully in October.
I
don't
be the
think
best thing in the world.
I hope it's really good. I hope it's the best Final Fantasy game since the PS1. That's what I hope.
Which one is that? 6?
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9?
6 is on there too, and Final Fantasy Tactics is too, which is good. But yeah, so
I didn't even mention Final Fantasy 7 remake, but that's also having a lot of problems. That had more director changes than Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy.
Has
15.
it?
Yeah. So good luck getting that game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Last thing I heard, they were doing it in episodes.
Yep, they're still doing it.
So like
3
multiple
episodes.
games.
Like 3 episodes.
The only way I'm okay with that is if it's like a complete game each time, like it actually ends in a good spot.
But how would that even be possible? Because you're taking the original story and splitting it up into 3.
Because there are parts of the story that you could like. It's like there are parts that you could clean break it.
Yeah, but
by like a climax in the story, and that'd be fun.
But it's still a cliffhanger. Probably, it's still
to some extent, yeah.
It's like
True.
the episodes of Telltale games.
Mm-hmm.
Like now you gotta wait. Except you're paying $60 for this instead of however much the Telltale game is.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't even know how. I mean, if the game is like a good length,
I might change my tune about what happens here if come the end of November, and we see what happens with Final Fantasy. But again, it's supposed to be released November 29th. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is supposed to be released sometime in December. That's only like 33 days for them to release another title.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Good luck.
We'll see what happens. All right. Well, do we want to talk about the 7 games?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Of course we do. So there was a hashtag trending like 2 weeks ago, so we're late to the party. But it's the hashtag was rfave7 or r7fave, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It started with games and a whole bunch of developers and a whole bunch of gaming personalities tweeted out their favorite 7 games. It's went on to movies and foods and things like that. So I texted you. I said, "Hey, let's do this. Let's do this thing."
And I was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Deal."
So we've talked about our favorite games before, and for me, this will almost change on a daily basis. What's in my top 7, top 5, top 3, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have a list, and you have a list.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to guess what's on the other person's list, or do you just want to go through it?
I want to take a couple shots in the dark.
Okay.
Except for it's not that dark.
Do you want me to tell you if they're on it, or do you just want to wait till I go through my list? Also, you're kind of looking.
I'm thinking of Dragon Quest, but I can't remember which number it is that you love the most. Dragon Quest 8?
Do you want me to tell you if you're right or wrong, or do you just want to wait?
Is it 8?
Well, if I tell you right or wrong, then that's either...
Okay, then I'm just going to guess the other numbers. Okay, so here are my predictions.
Just give me a list of
games
all the games that you think will be on my list.
Okay, Sly Cooper. I think Uncharted will be on your list. I think...
When you say Sly Cooper and when you say Uncharted, do you mean one specific game?
There will be at least one game from the series that will be on your list.
So, of the 5 Sly games, you're like...
At least one of them.
You're one of the 5 Uncharted games. You just guessed 10 games with 2 guesses.
Yeah. You love those series.
Go ahead.
The Dragon Quest that you play all the time. I've seen you play it so many times. I can't remember the number.
So again,
7 or 8.
You just guessed 10 more Dragon Quest games.
Well, it's not the first or the second or the third or the fourth. Or the fifth.
I played the 4th. I'm currently playing the 5th.
You've played those, but that's not your favorite.
I haven't played the 6th yet.
So it's one of the ones. It's like in the. I can't remember which number it is.
Anyway, proceed.
Okay, those 3 are on there. Okay. Next.
I'm listening.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm like looking at you like I know. What other games has Tony enjoyed? I'm guessing that Overwatch is on your list right now. And what else? There's a Spider-Man game on your list. That's what I got. Those are my guesses. Go ahead.
Guessing for you, I think EVE Online is clearly on there. I think The Last of Us is on there. I say top 7, and you'd be like, well, I really like Battlefront recently, so I'm going to put Battlefront on my top 7. But if not Battlefront, then probably Knights of the Old Republic. KOTOR.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Mass Effect, but I'm not sure. I know you like Dead Space. There's probably some other PC game I can't think of. Final Fantasy 9? Or just go your route. One of the Final Fantasies.
Do you want to give me like a range of numbers that it's in between?
6 and 10. But I know it's not 7 or 8. So it's 6, 9, or 10. But you just said not 6, so it's 9 or 10.
You're narrowing it down.
That's all I have for right now.
Okay.
You want to go through your list first?
Sure.
Then I'll go through my list?
And
we can talk about the games too.
It's funny because you said a couple of game series that would be on my honorable mention list that I thought about writing down, but I was like, no, that's too many of the same genre.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't matter. It's your favorite.
Yeah, but I like a lot of games.
You don't have to appease anybody but yourself.
Well, no. But the thing is, if we limit it to 7 games, then I have to also talk about other genres that I like. And it's not like I like this game way more than something else. I like them both.
This is a hard list.
It was a hard list to do. I actually sat around and thought for like a good 20 minutes.
I had to come home and look at my games.
Trying to make up this list.
I had to literally come home and look at my games to be like, what games do I like again?
Yeah.
But my list is not in order. It's not from best to worst. It's just top 7.
Yeah, there were 3 games that immediately came into my mind.
Okay.
The Last of Us is up there.
Easy
peasy. I talk about that game on this podcast all the time.
At least once every episode.
Like
if you talk about talk about The Last of Us as much as I make an Adele reference.
That's true. Final Fantasy 9.
Ha! That was my first guess.
Those 2 games are my top 2. Like Final Fantasy 9, since I played it when I was a kid, has been my favorite. Then The Last of Us came along, and then I was like,
how does that make you feel?
It makes you feel a little bit like sad for my old
like
self,
a little
like
betrayal to Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, but it's up there. They're 1 and 2. And then I immediately thought of Rome Total War, which is
I knew there was a computer game.
A PC game. I love strategy games. I love like the tactics in the combat and commanding all the troops, but also in the Total War series, you also have to like manage your cities and manage diplomacy and like economic policies and stuff. So I love like civilization simulators like that.
Yep.
I eat it up. Probably because I love economics and I love history, and I get to do that in the game.
Those are both.
So that's there. And I have probably put 300 plus hours on Rome Total War over the course that I've had it. And I've also played through Medieval Total War and Empire Total War. Both of those.
But Rome was your favorite?
Rome was my favorite.
Yeah.
It was my first love.
I remember seeing you play that. I'd say StarCraft. I don't know if you like StarCraft that much, though.
I didn't have StarCraft. I've only played it at college. Yeah. The original StarCraft. I played it at college when we did LAN parties.
You have StarCraft on your desk at home.
That's StarCraft 2.
That's what I meant.
I thought you meant StarCraft 1. I did like StarCraft 2, and I still like watching gameplay of it.
Yeah.
But I tried to be competitive for a little while.
No.
And they just killed it for me. I got up to the Gold League, which is
nice.
Pretty good, but it was too much. Other games on my list, Skyrim. Put hundreds of hours on Skyrim from different characters. My first character had 96 hours. Remember that number. And I had a couple other characters I made.
Wait, Skyrim on which game? The head and then now.
PC.
Okay. On PC?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have it for the PS3?
No.
Or your sold Xbox 360?
No.
Cool.
Honorable mention.
Was that 7?
Huh?
Was that 7?
No. There's 2 more.
All
of them. Okay.
7. Then
EVE Online is on there.
I said that
because I probably put over 1,000 hours on that stupid game.
Yep.
Man, so I started playing the game in 6th grade, and I played it on and off through college.
Do you think that's the game you put the most hours on?
Yes. Out of all the games, because there's no other game that spanned that long.
I think I spent the most hours on Destiny.
You think so?
I haven't played anymore. I played for like a year.
Probably for the last 3 years, Destiny's up there. But the last couple years.
Probably Black Ops 2.
But no, EVE Online. And then lastly, I said Smash.
Which one?
Melee. From college.
I was going to say that.
Because it was so much fun. Like in college, it was so much fun. I play Smash every Friday.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
Okay, honorable mentions.
Mentions, Fallout 3, Game of the Year Edition.
Yep, that makes sense.
So good.
Alaska.
Mass Effect, also honorable mention.
I was say that too, I didn't know.
Red Dead Redemption, honorable mention. Some other, there are other RTSs. Age of Empires 2, I put so many hours on that game too.
My turn.
I think you're up.
I'll go from the bottom up.
Okay.
Although, again, there's no order. But there's some order.
But you just kind of made an order, so let's just go with it.
Not number one on list. On my list, one of them, Pokemon Soul Silver.
Really?
It was a weird one, but I had so much fun playing that game, and that's the game I compare every other Pokemon game to. Because I think that was the pinnacle of Pokemon games.
Mm-hmm.
And I like playing Pokemon. I've played every single Pokemon game, as have most people. And I think it's just so much fun playing Pokemon in general, but if I had to pick one, it would be that one.
There you go.
Infamous 2.
Oh, you love Infamous. Oh, I should have guessed that one.
Infamous 1 was fantastic. Infamous 2 was great. The choices in the 2 different endings are completely black and white. And both of them, one specifically, blew me away. The good ending of the game, I did not expect it. Completely blew me away. Second Son doesn't make my list because the story wasn't nearly as good. But the gameplay was fantastic.
Gameplay was fun.
Another mobile game, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones.
Yeah.
I talk about Fire Emblem a lot, and specifically Sacred Stones. I loved Awakening and Conquest I have right there, but it's super hard, and I kind of want to buy, or I kind of want to get Birthright. But Sacred Stones, I have played on my Game Boy SP like 6 different times. I've gotten emulators of it. I just can't stop playing that game because of Ross. Ross is the best. And Amelia. And Amelia. Melee, obviously on my list. You didn't guess that for me.
I should have.
But you forgot. Melee, because there's so much fun in college, it's a game that I'm rather consistent at with the people I play against, but it is by far my most favorite sport to watch. Not just esport, in general, sport. Like, I just love watching it.
Any Smash competitive,
just Melee.
You love to watch.
Just Melee.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. Skyrim is on my list. Skyrim was so much fun. I played on the PS3. I didn't realize until like this year that it was kind of broken on the PS3. Like so obviously when I was playing it, there's like frame rate issues and slowing down issues like that, and I'm just like, okay, it's a big game. I understand that. I didn't realize that you could play the game without those.
Yeah.
So when they come out with the remastered version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it on the PS4, which I think I will, because my wife likes to play Skyrim. It's her favorite game. But I'm also, me and you are building me a PC, and I might buy it on the PC.
I would suggest you playing it on the PC.
Yeah.
Which you could put a controller and map it if you didn't want to use a keyboard and mouse.
Nah.
But I know they're going to do mod support, they've said.
Yeah.
But I feel like still,
it's
on
sketchy.
a PC, you're going to have way more mod support than you will anywhere else, and more freedom with the game. And you have more customization for the graphics.
Yeah.
Because you can still push a PC more than a PS4 can go.
No doubt. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I'm excited to play Skyrim again. I've been wanting to play Skyrim since before they announced it at E3, and I was like, I just gotta wait. Because if I play it now, I'm not gonna want to play it then. But it's kind of like that when you get hungry, and you're like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'll eat in an hour, and then the hour comes by, and you're like, I'm not really that hungry anymore. And then later you're like, I'm so hungry. That's how my Skyrim is going right now. Okay. Like, I want to play Skyrim, and then I waited almost too long, and I'm just like,
okay, now I don't.
No, I don't so much.
It's kind of burned out.
Another one on my list, Uncharted 2. So you guess the whole franchise, which is cheap. But of the Uncharted 2 is my favorite. Uncharted 4 was fantastic. It was so good. Uncharted 1 is super good. Uncharted 3 is super good. I still need to play it again. Uncharted 3 is the only game I haven't played twice through, other than Uncharted 4, but that's still new. Uncharted 2 I played the most. I think it was such a big jump from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2. So many things happened in the game. I want to play that again for like the third time.
Yeah.
And the last on my list,
Dun, da, da, da.
Dragon Quest 8 for the PS2. I don't know. I don't think that's the best Dragon Quest game.
But it's your favorite.
But it's my favorite of the games just based on the time I've spent with it, the amount of times I've played it. It might be the oldest game on my list. Melee would give it a run for its money. I don't know when Dragon Quest 2 came out. Melee came out in 2001. But I've spent so much time on it. During the post game of Dragon Quest 8, there's a second final boss, a big old dragon you have to fight. And you have to grind really hard for that. And in order to... At that time, I was getting kind of tired of the music in-game. So I turned on a Taking Back Sunday album and put it on repeat and played that game and listened to that album for hours on end. Now, whenever I get to that part in the game, I think of that album. Whenever I listen to the album, I think of that game. So it's not only just in the game, but it's also in my music too, which is fun. And it's also the only game that I wanted to buy the soundtrack for. I also think we should do a soundtrack episode. I think I talked to you about that.
We did talk about that.
Honorable mention, I only have one.
Okay.
But I guess I could have two. I could add Red Dead Redemption because I saw that and I'm like, that's a really good one. I guess The Last of Us would be an honorable mention. Are you surprised that's not on my top 7?
I'm not that surprised because you don't talk about it nearly as much as I do.
No. Uncharted 2 took it for that.
You talk about Uncharted way more. You're the one who made me play Uncharted.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They're good. Wait, did you get the collection yet?
No, I was going to
borrow. You're going to borrow. You need to borrow it from me.
Honorable mention, Need for Speed Most Wanted. The PS2 game, not the most recent one.
Oh my god.
Again, a fantastic soundtrack. I played that with my friends so much. That game was just so much fun. I guess another honorable mention would be Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for the PS3. I think that was probably not everybody agrees, but I think that was the highest point for Call of Duty. And it's kind of waned since then. I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I guess I'm almost a little embarrassed to admit that I liked Call of Duty at one point, but seriously, it's been the most popular game for the past 6 years. If I don't like it, somebody else is liking it. Everyone that says, "Oh, you're stupid for playing Call of Duty," there's 6 million other people that also play it. I'm in good company. But that's my list.
No Sly Cooper?
It was on my original list, Sly 2, Band of Thieves, but it got booted for probably Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But Infamous 2 is also made by Sucker Punch, which made Sly Cooper. So it's kind of
they're still getting a nod, right?
Yeah.
They're still getting a nod.
Sucker Punch. So I guess, do you know all the developers that made your game? Because I think almost every game on here is different developers. Dragon Quest 8 was Level 5 and Square Enix. Uncharted was Naughty Dog. Skyrim was Bethesda. Melee was Nintendo. And the dog, I can't remember.
I think I do. I think Total War is... The company's name is Total War.
Fire Emblem is... I can't remember. Infamous 2 is Sucker Punch, and Pokemon was obviously the Pokemon company.
Yeah. Last of Us, Naughty Dog. Final Fantasy 9, Square Enix. Actually, no, that's Squaresoft. Rome Total War is the Total War franchise, which is Sega, actually. Skyrim, Bethesda, EVE Online, CCP is who they are. Mm-hmm. And then Smash is Nintendo. So
you have my Smash. I have 2 copies of Smash. You have one of them.
I do.
I need to... I've
considered it that it's just like an indefinite borrowing situation.
I mean, that's what it is. But if you ever need it,
yeah,
I'm like, give me mine back.
Yeah, you got it, man.
I have ownership rights. Mass Effect is a game that I played Mass Effect 1. I started Mass Effect 2. Couldn't get into it.
I really like Mass Effect.
Resistance is a really good game. I didn't mention that. BioShock, I think, is another honorable mention. Grand Theft Auto didn't make my list, but they got a nod in Red Dead.
Yeah.
No Fallout made my list.
No Fallout. You've never liked Fallout as much as you've liked Skyrim. Elder Scrolls.
I've only played Skyrim, but
yeah,
they say it's not the best one, but we'll see. I guess.
I don't know. I've always we had debates about this in some of our first episodes about Bethesda, Skyrim versus, or Elder Scrolls versus Fallout, like the worlds. We talked about that in one of our episodes, but they're both great. I think they're both awesome worlds. Bethesda does a great job.
You think Fallout 4 is an upgrade from Fallout 3?
Is it?
Like, do you think it's better or not?
I enjoyed 3 more than I enjoyed 4.
Do you think they kind of screwed the pooch on 4? Do you think you had high expectations and didn't meet your expectations based on what you experienced from 3?
It was slightly under my expectations. It wasn't like disappointing.
Yeah.
I just wasn't blown away by 4.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 to me had an epic storyline. Like when you rebuild, and I played Game of the Year edition, so I already had all the DLC, which made a huge difference because it extends the main storyline. Just the whole concept of the game was new to me.
No Valkyria Chronicles?
I'd never played it. No, Valkyria Chronicles was a great game, but it's not my top 7. But there's just something about like the Enclave, and like you hear them on the radio, and you think that they're just like the president or like the remnants of the government. And then you come across the Brother to Steel, and they look super cool.
Yeah, they do. You found that super mutant.
Yeah. And like all that, and again, for the first time, this open world RPG experience.
Was that your first?
I think it was.
Well, that wasn't your first RPG. Dragon Quest VIII I didn't mention is my first RPG.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So
I don't know what my first
that opened up a whole different realm of gaming genre that I could get into.
I think the Final Fantasy series was my first RPG. My brother played them before me, so I watched him play them, and I think 7 was the first game he played. Final Fantasy 7, so I watched him play it, but the first one that I actually beat was 9, and that was when I was a kid, and then I beat it multiple times since then. I need to play through it again. Last time I played was freshman year of college.
That's true. You got it on PS3.
Yeah. I wish that...
Have you played Wild Arms?
Yeah, Wild Arms 3, I think, or 2.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, I can't... It's the one for PS2.
3, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun.
That was good. That was a good episode.
That was a good list.
I like that.
It's still happening.
This
is a good episode.
this is a good episode. I liked what we did today. So if you guys want to...
I like my theories.
I think your research was fun today. That was some good stuff.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts isn't going to happen.
Thumb down.
If you guys would like to join the conversation, maybe you want to tell us your fave 5. 7? I'm so bad. If you're fave 7, go ahead, tweet it at us. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions that you'd like to be featured on the show, send it to us in an email.
Where can they email us?
underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
And if they want to tweet at us, where could they do that?
At UP Gamers Podcast is the way to get...
We have an email from Cat Lover.
From what?
Cat Lover.
Cat Lover, nice.
100% premium quality t-shirt and hoodie available. Limited edition.
Thank you, Spam. Don't you love it? So if you want to get in contact with us, please do. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search YouTube Underpaid Gamers, and we're there. We're almost at 100 videos. That's exciting.
We're close.
Very close.
I'm pushing them out.
He is. There's a really funny 46-second one from Overwatch. You guys all should check it out. It is so funny. It's called McCree.
McCree Wrecked!
Yeah, McCree Wrecked is so funny. You should check that out. And subscribe while you're at it. So thanks for listening, guys.
You'll be in good company if you subscribe.
That's true.
Did we talk about everything? I was reading our emails. We talked about SoundCloud, iTunes, and Gmail, and Google Play Store.
I didn't say Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud.
Okay, we're on iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud, Underpaid Gamers.
Mm-hmm.
Again, email.
And we have a website.
Again, Twitter. We're the official underpaidgamers.com.
Yeah, that's a website we have.
I'd say the most important things that you can do
right now
is follow us on Twitter at UP Gamers Podcast.
Yep.
And watch some of our videos on our YouTube channel, Underpaid Gamers Podcast.
And subscribe. Hit that button.
And if you do that, that will link you to every other place.
Yep.
Well, we have links all over the place.
Yeah, but anytime we write a new article on the website, we post it on Twitter.
Yeah.
All the times that it happens.
Yep.
I think one in the last 2 weeks.
All of our episodes get tweeted.
Yep. Automatically.
Some of the videos have hyperlinks to our other stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you can access it all with those too.
That's right. That's what's up. So in conclusion, the future of Pokemon on NX would be incredible. It has the potential to be incredible. This is what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is looking a little sketchy.
We don't know if it's going to actually come out.
Our Fave 7 list, there's some similars, some difference.
Yeah.
And
hopefully Final Fantasy...
Is online.
Eve is free, and hopefully Final Fantasy isn't delayed again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
See you guys next time.
See you guys later.